Who are those bands that didn't reach global fame but are still important to rock music? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today on. All right, so welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about those maybe lesser known bands or regionally known bands. But before we get started, Dad, do you have anybody specific that you have been listening to this week?
I do.
And who is that?
Today, I always come into my office and turn on music and have my coffee. And you knew I'd get around to this artist. It's John Hiatt.
Oh, yes.
I'm listening to Master of Disaster. There's not a John Hiatt album I don't like a lot
Yeah.
of the songs on it. I'd kind of rate this one towards the bottom of his just because of kind of the sound,
Mm,
but it's got Howlin' Down the Cumberland, Thunderbird, Old School, which is me, um,
yep.
really great songs. So I was listening to that today.
Yeah, and so for our viewers, just so you know, when we get CDs or albums, we rate them with each other. So, like, if my dad buys me some CDs for my birthday, I have to give him a report back on what grade I give it. So, that's what he's referring to. It's either like A, B, or C, or B minus, and we have to give our reasons why. So, um, who I've been listening to is a artist that you introduced me to because you found him on TikTok, and his name is William Beckmann. And the song that you sent me to listen to is called "In the Dark."
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's a young guy. His voice and the way he looks do not
Do
match
not
at all.
match.
He has a
Not at all.
very mature, beautiful voice, but he kind of looks like a little kid. Though I think he's like 31 or something. And I just really enjoy his songs. I'm really kinda getting into him. I don't have any of his albums yet, but another song that I found by him is called 30 Miles, and, it's just a really great song. He's a great up and coming artist, so
Great voice.
yes. So, today, those lesser known bands. So you kind of went and saw some of those big bands right out the
Right
gate,
off the
but
bat.
right out
Yeah.
the gate, yeah. So, but then you had an experience, and you kind of talked about this before with me, of going and seeing kind of those lesser known bands not long after you really hit the concert scene and going to concerts. So, who are you going to see?
Let me backtrack a little. I was starting to learn how to find out about these concerts. And one
Mm.
thing I discovered was in the entertainment section on the Sunday Kansas City Star or the
Wow.
Wichita Eagle,
Yeah.
they actually had an entertainment section. And so I don't know where I bought them in my hometown, but I eventually started that to check the entertainment sections for concert announcements.
I see.
And so I saw this concert announcement in the
Okay.
newspaper. This is very old. This is from
Black Oak,
1970.
Arkansas, the James Gang. Yeah.
Yeah, it was still, $5 in advance for all 4 bands,
So crazy.
and so it was on my birthday. Now, Black Oak, Arkansas, I had known pretty well,
Hmm.
and a funny story on this, and I can remember this like it was yesterday. I had a high school band called Deadly Nightshade. And
Mhm.
one day, me and the bass player were walking downtown and we walked by Evans Music, and in the window was this album,
Oh, okay.
Black Oak, Arkansas, their
Nice.
first album. And, because of my familiarity with Black Sabbath, I kinda like, "Ooh, are these
Ooh.
guys kinda Black Sabbath-y?" You know, Black
Yeah.
Oak.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of Black Oak, Arkansas,
Yeah.
and, they're nothing
Nothing.
like Black Sabbath, but they
Yeah.
do rock pretty good, and, they quickly became a favorite band of mine. Now, I get why everybody wouldn't like them. Uh, Jim "Dandy" Mangrum was the lead singer,
Mm.
who David Lee Roth kind of in the early days of Van Halen, he often spoke that, Jim Dandy kind of influenced his stage persona.
Oh,
And
okay.
they kinda
That's
look
interesting.
similar, you know, with the
Okay.
long blonde hair and the way they dressed in those days. So, we got our tickets to go to, the concert at the football stadium in Wichita, and the first band was a band called Brownsville Station.
Mm.
Not very many people will know them, but a lot of people will know their hit,
Okay.
and that was "Smokin' in the Boys' Room."
Oh, yes, everybody knows that song.
But
Everybody knows
they
that
didn't
song.
really make that song famous. Motley Crue did.
Motley Crue, yeah. And
Yeah.
didn't you say that, Rhonda thought that that was a Motley Crue song?
Yeah, and,
Rhonda is my dad's girlfriend.
it's like probably at least 10 years after
Yeah,
Brownsville Station, so, you know, when it first came out, Rhonda was just a little girl,
yeah.
but it was these guys,
Okay,
Brownsville
okay.
Station, and they were the first act, and they were really good, but never became huge or anything, and I've got some albums of theirs, but then the second band was a band called Cactus,
I have heard of them.
and so I bought the live album of
Okay.
the exact guys that played that concert, and they were okay, but what I didn't know and was expecting to see was the next band, which was James Gang,
Mm.
and I didn't know at the time that Joe Walsh was no longer with James Gang.
Oh, by that time he was already gone?
Yeah, by
Wow, okay.
'73, he was already
Yeah,
gone
that's true. I
a
actually read that too. Yeah.
as a solo artist, but I went kind of expecting to see him,
Oh, oh, man.
and and it wasn't the same
No.
James Gang that everybody knows, and
Yeah.
you've got some familiarity with James Gang,
Yeah,
the ones
so
with Joe Walsh.
right, so I love this album, and I remember when I was a little girl, you would always play, Walk Away, and I think that if any man has ever gotten in a fight with his lovely wife or girlfriend and she doesn't wanna talk anymore, then that's probably your theme song there.
Seems to
Um,
me you don't wanna talk about it
Seems to me, just turn your pretty head and walk
and
away.
walk away. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I loved that song as a little girl, and I always liked when you played it, and so then I ended up getting the album myself, and, Midnight Man is a really good song. Really, the only song I don't like on here is "Ya Dig." It's just kind of weird to me,
Oh,
I don't know.
I kinda like
Midnight
it.
Man is good, and it actually has a woman singing with them on that, and, no, it's a
Beautiful
very
voice when
yeah,
she
very
sings it.
beautiful. Yeah. Very Joe Walsh sound. So I do really like James Gang and I like this album. And there's lots of songs I actually like from James Gang. Obviously, Funk number 49 is one that everybody knows.
Mhm.
Uh, and but that CD I particularly enjoy.
Yeah, and, you know,
Mm.
there was only 3 albums with Joe Walsh, but there was just as many after Joe Walsh,
Yeah.
and nobody really knows much about those,
I would
and that
honestly
was
say
the
nobody
band
knows anything
that was the band I
you saw.
saw. The weird thing is how interconnected all this becomes is because the guitar player for James Gang that I saw
Okay.
later became the guitar player for the Guess Who in their later years, which we just talked about
Last
last
time.
week.
It does kinda get all these artists start to, you know, mesh together. It's kinda crazy.
Yeah, it's, they go from band to band.
So was
Anyway,
that you didn't get to see Joe Walsh. Was the James Gang that you saw, were they good?
they were they were good, but nothing
Not
to
the
write
same.
home about,
Yeah.
because you you didn't hear any of the first 3 album James Gang songs.
Oh,
It
they didn't
was
play any of them.
it was all their new stuff with the new guitar player and the new band.
Oh,
They
man.
might have played one, but
Mm.
not really.
Wow,
And
okay.
so it it was like seeing a band called James Gang that wasn't James Gang, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that would've been
Except the drummer and the bass player were the originals at the
okay.
time. So, anyway, but the headliner was Black Oak, Arkansas, and they were phenomenal.
Okay.
And by this time, they had Tommy Aldridge drumming with them,
Mhm.
who has played with everybody under the sun.
Mm.
Whitesnake, Ozzy Osbourne is just a phenomenal drummer. And so after seeing them in concert, I got everything that they've released as well.
Wow.
But because these bands, like you said earlier, didn't get to a global popularity,
Mhm.
they really kind of faded fast.
Yeah.
I would say after High on the Hog, Black Oaks, I think it was their 4th album, and maybe their only one that ever charted, you know, got gold or whatever.
Mm.
So by the mid-70s, they were done.
Fading away.
Cactus was done. Pretty much Brownsville Station was done. Um, James Gang was done.
Yeah.
They came and went real fast, and some of it you understand why, but others you can really, really like. I'll give an example, and you give an example of what
Mhm.
I consider kind of a regional band, and one band that was really, really popular in the early and mid '70s was a band called Head East,
Yeah.
and for the
I don't think
life of me,
anybody knows
I do not
anything
know
about
why they weren't bigger than they were. Their
yeah.
first album is great. Their hit, "Never Been Any Reason," is still
Yeah.
played today on
It is.
classic rock radio.
Yeah, it
You
is.
still hear that song, and "Fly By Night Lady," and I saw them in concert in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and they were really good, but again, they just
Just
kind of made
came
2 or
and went.
3 albums and faded into, you know,
They did like the Beatles
history,
on "Hey Jude," like you always say to
like the
me.
Beatles on "Hey Jude."
The band that I picked is, like, whenever I tell people about this band, nobody ever knows who they are, and they weren't really I wouldn't say they were a Midwest band because they came out of New Jersey, but it's Stars. Um, this album is just phenomenal. Stars is just a really, really good band, and when you go online, like, people who are in the know and know who this band is, like, you'll see in the comments, "Why did this band never get that big?"
Yeah.
And, like, every song on this is just a great song, and they have other songs like Cherry Baby.
Detroit
Keep on.
Girls.
Yeah, it's just, they're all so good, and it's kind of a, I don't wanna say a poppy rock, uh, I wouldn't call them, like, heavy, heavy rock, but just really enjoyable to listen to, really easy to sing along to.
Melodic rock.
Yeah, 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 that would be a better way of putting it, but, this album has, Third Time's the Charm, which you used to play all the time when I was a kid, and I loved it. Still love it to this day, and, Any Way That You Want It is
Mhm.
another super
My
great
band used
song,
to
and
play that.
yeah, it's so
Of
good,
course,
and
nobody knew it,
yeah,
but we
nobody's
did.
gonna know it, and the other one is Good Ale We Seek. It's the start of that song is kind of funny because they're kind of talking, he talks in, like, a British accent, and he's like, "We will now seek forth the earth and all the good ale," and, that's not what he says, but it's something like that, and, he's talking like a British knight or something.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, and it's just a really good song. Anyway, I don't get it. I don't get why this band was not bigger than they were, 'cause
Yeah. I
their
don't.
songs are catchy, and I don't know, I don't get it. I don't know if they just didn't have the global star appeal as a group, and and I wonder with a lot of those bands if, because a lot of those artists went on to form other bands, and, like, some of those other bands actually did get big. I wonder if that had something to do with it or if it just, not everybody can be huge, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't get
But
it.
some of them, man, you just like their first album and then Violation and then that
Yeah,
one, it's like, "Man, this is good stuff,"
really good.
and nobody played
You
it,
know?
and
Uh-huh.
like you said, nobody knows them. And, I think they were on the same label that Kiss was,
They were, yeah. Yeah, they
and
were, and this is a band that doesn't even get like, Hetties still play the one song. They get one song. This band, I've never once in my life heard heard them anywhere,
I've
anywhere.
never heard them on the radio.
No, I mean, the
Never.
only reason I know who they are is because of you,
Yeah.
and it's kinda sad because I'm telling people, like, if you actually like rock music and you want some good albums, they've got good albums, and I think they
Yep.
called it quits in the '80s, but, yeah, their first 3 albums are just, like, really good. So, it's a mystery, and if anybody has any clues, let us know in the comments
Yeah.
why you think that is because it's gonna, with all these bands, it's gonna maybe go down as a mystery for why they didn't go further, but you said with, like, Black Oak, Arkansas, you can understand why people didn't maybe get into them. What would be your reasoning?
Well, they're really hard to define.
Mm,
Some of their songs sound straight out of the hillbilly genre, you know?
yeah. Mhm,
Um, but then a lot of their songs are really good rock and roll. They kinda have a country edge to a lot of their stuff,
mhm,
and Jim Dandy's voice, a lot of times because that's what's out there. It's
yep,
it we haven't talked Rush yet, we'll get to it, but
mhm,
initially, that was a lot of what you heard about Rush. They're really good, but I can't stand
mm,
his
mm,
voice,
yeah,
and if you've never heard Black Oak, Arkansas, and a lot of people today haven't, if you've heard anything by them, it was Jim Dandy to the rescue.
yeah, which is, it's,
Kind
mm,
of catchy, but,
important.
they
Yeah.
they weren't hard rock or heavy metal or anything, but I really liked 'em. I thought they were a good rock band, and so I enjoyed them quite a bit,
Yeah.
and, enough to have all their stuff, even their later stuff. They actually released an album, only Jim Dandy's left as far as original members,
Oh, wow.
and maybe Ricochet Reynolds, the rhythm guitar players on it, but other than that, they've either passed on or stuff, but it was just within the last 5 or 6 years, they released a CD, and so, of course, I got it
Of course.
because that's
Definitely.
what I do.
That's the way you do. Yes. Well, now you said you saw them in Wichita. You said you saw Head East in Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh.
Kansas?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know who the opening act was? Another one of those bands, Ram Jam.
Oh, I have
You know
never even heard of them.
I bet
Would
you've
I
heard
know
their
it?
song, Black Betty. Oh, Black Betty,
Oh, I
Bam
love
Lam.
that
Oh,
song.
Black Betty, Bam Lam. Black Betty had a child, Bam Lam, damn thing gone wild.
Yes, okay,
That was
yeah,
the
I have.
band that opened for them. That's another
Ah,
one that they had one hit and were poof,
done.
gone with the
Yeah.
wind.
Alright, well, so now that we've talked about several of these bands, and there'll be more as time goes on, as we get going, because there's a lot of bands that just came and went. But to round out this episode, what CD would you be recommending or album would you be recommending?
Today I just listened to this a couple days ago. A phenomenal album. Rick Derringer,
What
All
a cover.
American Boy, which is pretty appropriate for our 250th anniversary.
Definitely.
Everybody's heard Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo by
Oh, yes.
Rick Derringer. It's another staple on there. But this whole album is great, and it's got a lot of really Edgar Winters plays on some of
Mm.
it. Um, Joe Walsh is on some of it. There's a lot of really good songs. Teenage Love Affair, Uncomplicated. Anybody who hasn't heard this it's got soft songs and really rocking songs. But the drummer on this, which we're going to get to next time,
Okay,
because his name is Bobby Caldwell,
okay,
and
I've heard
he
that.
is one of my drum heroes of all
Oh.
time. It's funny how all this connects because what I didn't know at the time I saw Cactus was he was drumming for Cactus, drummed on this album, and joined a band that we're gonna talk about next time
Okay.
that I saw in concert that absolutely blew my mind, and
Are you
he is just so good that I just left the arenas dumbfounded
fun?
by how good he was, but we'll get to it. So,
That's our teaser then. Maybe
yeah,
somebody can figure it
R
out who he's
Rick
talking about.
Derringer, All American Boy is the album. Still
Okay.
sounds great all these years later.
Alright. A lot of the songs that we've mentioned today, the movie Dazed and Confused? Came out, like,
Mhm.
maybe when I was in high school. It's about the exact time frame that we're talking about.
Yes.
That soundtrack I have, and a lot of these songs that we're talking about are on that soundtrack.
Yeah.
Some of these
Now that
lesser
you
known, yeah.
mentioned it.
Yeah. So and that's one of them, the Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo is on there.
Mhm.
So mine is this is not an American band. I think for those in the rock world, they are well known, but anybody outside of the rock world probably doesn't know anything about them except for probably their most famous song. But, so I would say, like, regional in the United States, even though they came from Ireland, but that is Thin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy is I don't again, it's why they didn't maybe they got big. Were they big? I don't know, because he
They were
died
bigger than these bands we've talked about.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
And maybe it just doesn't feel they don't feel as big to me because, like, a lot of people maybe my age and younger don't really know anything about them except maybe know the boys are back in town. That's probably it.
and
But I have
probably Jailbreak.
yeah, maybe Jailbreak, from this album. But I just really enjoy Thin Lizzy, and the lead singer was it
Phil Lynott.
why not? Um, I don't know, there's just something tragic about him because he got addicted to drugs and alcohol, and
I think alcohol killed him.
that, ended up leading to his death and,
Mhm.
uh, died very young, very young. But he wrote most of their songs, and he's just a great
Oh,
lyricist.
he was so good
Yeah,
and could come up with melodies and riffs
yeah.
that yeah,
And so,
another
like, on this
band I
one
absolutely love.
yeah, I have a lot of not a lot of their albums, I have several of their albums, and Jailbreak, and Romeo, and The Lonely Girl, The Boys Are Back in Town, the Cowboy song. It's just a really good album. I actually like nearly every song on the albums
Yeah,
that I do have. Um, and I don't
yeah.
know, there's just I connect to him in some way because he it's like he was trying so hard, he just couldn't overcome some demons, and you can kind of hear it in his music.
Mhm.
Uh, so this would
He's
be
got
what
a
I would say.
unique voice too.
Yeah, very,
I mean,
very.
you know it's him when you hear
Mhm, mhm.
a Thin Lizzy song,
Yeah,
you know it's Thin Lizzy.
right. And he sounds like when he's singing, he sounds very American, and then when you hear him talk, he just sounds like an Irish
Yeah.
guy.
The 4 guys that most everybody knows, only one of them was American. That was Scott
Oh,
Gorham.
okay. Okay, I didn't realize that. But the rest of them were from Ireland then?
I believe so, or England,
One of
but
those you
only one
okay.
was American. I do know that.
Alright, well, so we did get asked by one of our viewers to list out the albums that we talk about in each episode so that they're more easily accessible, so we will definitely be listing those out so that if you want to go find what we've been talking about, you can do that. But that will be all for today, and next time we'll get, to talk about the band that dad gave us the teaser for.
And there's a
So,
great story tied to it too.
alright. Looking forward to it, but that's all for today. Have a good one.